impulses are being redirected. We are living in an artificially induced state of consciousness that resembles sleep.
Oh, goddamn hacker, that second time tonight that asshole's cut in.
All right, ladies and gents, welcome aboard. It is time for this week's episode of The Brothers Hack the Matrix.
Yeah, there you go!
Let's fucking go!
Let's fucking go.
All right, welcome aboard, boys and girls. It's time for The Brothers Hack the Matrix. I am your host, JoesAtmosfere, and I am accompanied by There Can Be Only One, the Hylunder, with the rando thumbs up. A rando thumbs up. We think we figured out what causes the rando thumbs up. It happens to be his hand on the frets. Every once in a while, he pops his thumb up. And he gets the thumbs up, apparently. Now, see, when he's trying to do it, it's not going to happen. But
no,
I'm pretty sure that's why it is. That's why you get the rando. How you doing, Dan? Good to see you.
Doing good, man. Doing good. I got my new ULM jersey.
University of Louisiana at Monroe, the place we used to call Funroe back in the day.
It is still called that. It's still their nickname. So
yeah.
How are you doing, young man?
I'm doing fantastic, bro. Doing fantastic. I'll be glad when this election's over with so I can quit seeing all these political ads. And it's over tomorrow, boys and girls. So if you haven't gotten out there yet to vote,
I on my phone, man. It's text
I got my I voted sticker. I did. We went out last Tuesday and did it. So.
Oh, you
that
did?
Was the last day you could do it. Yeah, that was the last day you could do it in Bossier Parish early. So we went out and did it. There was a ton of people there, Dan.
Yeah. Well, and every I go by a couple of the voting places, and the turnout has been good. I mean, I don't remember it being like that the last couple of election cycles.
No,
so
it's
good.
It's setting records this year, which is great, though.
Yeah,
this is great. I'm glad to see people getting engaged. A lot of people fought and died for our right to do that. So it's good to see people getting engaged. I don't care who you're voting for. I want you to go do it, though. That's the most important thing. Absolutely. What else is new, man? Let's see that axe you're grinding on tonight. What do you got there, bro?
Hey, man. This is the Wild Audio Barbarian.
The
Barbarian with if anybody knows anything about Zach Wild, he's got the 8185 active pickups.
Yeah.
And look at the quilting on that freaking wood grain, dude.
That's
badass.
Crazy.
Oh yeah, this is a rock machine for sure, dude. It's crisp, it's loud, and yeah, dig it. It's for being a double cut like the SG model. It doesn't have that typical neck dive that you get with the other ones. So it's really well balanced. It's cool.
Very cool. What are those symbols on the fretboard, man?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Okay.
It could be saying It's
F you and Celtic
know,
for all we know.
sleeper cells out there. They're seeing this right now, and all of a sudden
they're activated. They're
activated. So yeah. So we'll find out because I asked Dario what these things are all about, and I'm supposed to have a class this Thursday, so I'll hit him up and see what they're all about.
Oh my gosh! I bring up the election, and here comes Vince. He says, "Doesn't look good for Nepad Kamala." Oh boy. Oh, well. You really can't tell, man. These polls don't tell you anything.
No.
Look, this time 8 yeers ago,
Hillary
Clinton was way ahead, and all
walking away with it.
So, there's no telling, man.
I don't put any credence in these polls at all. It depends on what channel you're watching. They'll slant them to their advantage.
Yeah.
Whatever. You're going to find out Wednesday morning, Tuesday night.
We will find out. We will find out. And I'm not going to be doing my gaming stream tomorrow night. I will be on at the same time at 10. I'm gonna wait until after a lot of the states have already put their stuff in before I start talking about it. So there's the random thumbs up.
Rando.
There it is. Rando. Okay. Look, man, I can't talk to you but for a couple of seconds before this guy starts getting on me. Dude, you had rando and fireworks. Rando and fireworks.
I had all kinds of shit happening.
He says it's time for top of the heap, brother.
Top of the heap.
And
Here we go with the nonsense.
I gotta say that the top of the heap is a little bit slim tonight. I mean, we all know about the election, that's for sure. But, there's other stuff that we cover in this thing, man. Stuff that's pretty important, too.
Eject! 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 Fire on the flight deck. This business will get out of control. It'll get out of control and we'll be lucky to live through it.
So much death. What can men do against such reckless hate?
Oh, man.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
What a great line, though. I tell you, that guy, of all the actors,
what can men do against such reckless
hate?
You can fire them, is what we can do. I did read an article this morning, early this morning, about the Ukrainian soldiers have engaged the North Korean soldiers in battle. So yeah.
Wow, it says something about that here. Ukrainian war briefing. UN chief very concerned about reports of North Korean troops in Russia. U.S. intelligence has said that North Korean forces, have made their way to Russia's Kursk border region. Pro-EU president wins Moldovan vote.
Yes,
and,
sir.
What we know on day of 985, we're approaching 3 years in this one, guys.
Well, now you got the Koreans actively engaged in warfare, and
that's not a good thing. That's exactly what I'm worried about. Escalation. And check it out. You're gonna have to grab that. It's a runes translator, so you can read what your guitar says.
There you go.
Check it out.
I wonder how knowledgeable these Korean fighters are, man. I can envision this scenario where the Russians are going to get fed up really quickly with the archaic freaking Koreans.
Yeah, slingshots and bow and arrow. I don't know.
Very well for the Russians, It might not work out very well for them.
Right. Oh my God. Let's see. Not a good sign. Pro-EU. Yeah. Well, hey. Next up, Israel's strike on Iran took out missile defense systems. Islamic Republic is essentially naked.
Islamic
report.
Republic.
Of course, these are the airstrikes in response to them getting missiles lobbed at them.
Sure.
And this is another escalation. Of course, on the Iranian side, Iran's supreme leader threatens Israel and U.S. with a crushing response over Israeli attack. He didn't just mention the Israelis. He actually mentioned the United States as well.
Sure.
So
any chance to throw a stone at the United States, these Middle Eastern countries are going to do it.
Yeah.
Because we're their benefactors. So,
They like our money, though. They do like that.
Really do.
Yeah. Look, it's more escalation, man, and I can't stand that stuff.
Escalation.
I wish
Randall
somebody
thumbs up. Huh?
I wish somebody would get, cooler minds at a table and talk it out, man. That's the way these things usually get resolved, So we'll see what happens with it. I think we're more focused on the once we get this election out of the way, maybe we can focus more on some of these hot spots in the world and how to get them de-escalated. But right now, I mean, do we even know who's running our government right now? Do we even know? I don't even know that we know,
I mean, they put these puppets out front, Kamala, Biden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People are not in charge,
No.
Go talk to George Soros to see who's in charge.
Yeah, there you go. Next up, let's see. Vince says, hopefully Mr. 5 Peace Deals is going to be back in office. Well, hey, the track record is there. There were no major conflicts while he was in the White House for 4 years. So, hey, maybe he can talk him down. He did a good job talking to the Middle East last time he was in. So, everything stayed pretty much on an even keel then. Next up, some people that need your prayers. Oklahoma tornado update. Photos and videos showed destruction after storms. Now this was let's see, the 3rd was yesterday, so this was Saturday night that this stuff happened. But and I'm not going to play any audio with it, but this is just pictures of some of the devastation in some of the counties in Oklahoma. It's pretty bad stuff, man. They got hit pretty hard by tornadoes there. And Oklahoma, this happens quite a bit there when they get bad storms. But say your prayers for those folks. I wouldn't wish this kind of thing on anybody. It looks like a bomb dropped there.
No, I mean, homes just devastated. And,
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure these people are not rich people, so.
No. Mm-mm. That looks like a subdivision to me. Yeah. Looks like a subdivision you and I grew up in, like I'm sitting in right now, Yep. So, yeah.
Hopefully, their insurance, agents are out there, mobilized and get this thing turned around. But man, look how these things pick and choose. Yeah.
One side of the street got demolished. The other side is not even got a tile off of its.
It's something else
off of the building. It's just absolutely crazy. So be thankful for what you got, and always remember, don't go to bed mad.
Right.
So, tell your loved ones you love them, and whenever you get a chance.
See the morning.
And when Camel Toe talked to the Russians went to war 2 days later. Oh yeah, that is true. That is true. She was sent over there to talk to them, and they decided, fuck it. It's all.
And when we were done, we declared war on the United
States. Oh man! By the way, I have a story about that fella too today. But anyway, one last thing in top of the heap, we got to talk about the early voting. 77 million people, mail-in and early voting, have cast votes already. Now this is not an indicator of who's winning, who's losing. What? This is just registered voters that have done this and what they register as. 41% of early voters were Democrats, 39% were Republican, and 20% were other, which means undecided, or like my brother, going to vote for whoever the fuck he wants.
Independent, bro,
and hold his head high, which I think more people need to do. It might steer us away from this two-party system.
Absolutely, it would, man. People would just stop.
Have the balls to do it, right? Yeah,
and say, hey, you want your party to get the message. Stop voting the party line.
That's it. Yeah, absolutely. And I've done that before. I've been a registered Republican my entire life. Rando, thumbs up, and. That's right. Get them, both of them in there. There you go. The fireworks. Let's hope FEMA stays out of the way and of the helpers, no doubt. Have you noticed how many reports there were about fraudulent voting ballots? No, I haven't seen much about that.
I see.
I do have I do have a story later on about people burning ballot boxes.
I see headlines about that just about daily.
Yeah.
Suspect this, suspect that. People are showing screenshots where certain people are not even on the electronic ballot. They have to go in search of, hit a other button just to find who they're actually looking for. They make it very difficult in some regions. I mean, if you believe what the screenshot.
Yeah. That's the thing. Make sure you're looking at something that's a valid source for your news whenever you're checking things like that out. But that, look, all I hope for is that, well, first of all the stuff we saw last election, you're going to see more of the same. And the fraud's going to be harder to catch this time because there's a lot more eyes on it now. There's a lot more eyes on it. Up and using their phones to get evidence on it. So
I think one of the tactics some of these places are employing is, instead of having, mass volunteers work at these voter stations, they're only having minimal staffing, and which creates these long lines, and they're hoping that people would just not vote.
Yeah, that's crazy. Those reports came from officials. Oh, I believe it, man. It's just it's not something that I'm digging into. It's we pretty much present the headlines that we see every day here. I don't claim to be an investigator. I wanted to be when I was young. Danny will tell you that's what I studied in college. I wanted to be a reporter. I was a big fan of Woodward and Bernstein, but I found out quickly that even back in 1987, when I was going to school, they slanted the news back then. I found that out pretty quickly, so that's why I got out of it. But anyway, all right, look, boss, do you have to yell at me in my ear all the time? See, you guys don't hear this. I do.
Yo, this thing's moving.
He said it's time for the jockstrap, man. He said it's time for that different kind of millionaire. The millionaire that takes them bucks and then doesn't perform sometimes. A lot of that happening these days, but yeah, we get and then you got guys like this guy putting in the work on those 3-pointers.
Yes, I should have had you put the Young Frankenstein clip in there alive, because A&M gets their doors blown off in South Carolina and opens the door for who?
LSU Tigers. That's it, Bubba. Yeah, man. It's coming, man. It's coming. The first one we got, though, the most important one, because, this is Danny's probably second favorite sport. Baseball. Now, his beloved Red Sox were not in it this year. But the Dodgers made him very happy.
Look, did you see the highlights of that last game, Joe John? Did you see the highlights of the last game?
No, I didn't, buddy.
Okay, so the Dodgers are up 3-1. The Yankees had just won their first game back at home.
Yeah.
And so they
went up 5-0 on them, didn't they?
They're up 5-0, and then commits to booting the ball all over the diamond, man, like you'd never see. Starting with Judge with just a routine fly ball, boot, and it just went from there. It was
avalanche. They were playing in quicksand, were they, Dan?
Awesome. I mean, just fundamental plays they could not make.
That is fantastic, man. Let's see. Wade says, I want 90s back minus Clinton. Well, hey, look, Clinton, say what you want about Clinton. He didn't do a bad job on some things. Some things, NAFTA, he fucked up, no doubt. But
Stick Willie, pimping for America.
Dude, I've said this several times. My favorite political T-shirt I ever saw, and I wish I'd have bought one. I'd have it to this day. It was him holding up a peace sign, and it said Bill Clinton, pimping for America.
America.
Come on, bro. You can't do any better than that. And if my Republican brothers and sisters had put up decent candidates, instead of George Bush Sr., who had put people to sleep for 4 years. And then what was the other guy's name? Bob Dole. Yeah. I
voted for Ralph Nader the whole time I lived up there.
You did. You was all about the Green Party back then, man.
I'm just not going to do it, man. I'm just not doing it. Not going to do it.
Okay. So the hat's off to the Dodgers. They won it all this year. And, they were a heavy favorite after they got Shohei Ohtani. And,
look, they played up to their billing. They were solid. And look, Mookie Betts, right? Mm-hmm. Great baseball player. Where did he come from?
How many championships has that guy won now?
fucking Boston let him out of town, and good for him.
I saw something saying how many different championship teams has he been on, Dan? It's been a bunch of them.
Well, I know he was with, I think, 2 with the Red Sox.
Mm-hmm.
2 with the Red Sox, and now, with the Dodgers.
It's crazy,
I don't know.
man.
Have they won another one before this one? I don't even know.
Real Wade,
Yankees
we definitely
suck.
agree
Yes,
with
they
you,
do.
sir.
Yes,
we
they
definitely
do.
agree with that sentiment, no doubt. Next up in the jockstrap, in typical LA fashion, what do? They burn the city down, basically.
Burned it to the ground.
Yeah, they burn it to the ground, basically. They got
Any reason to burn a building, they do.
They burn buses. Celebration descends into chaos in LA with shops looted and fireworks thrown at police.
Of course, when you win the World Series, it is just part and parcel. You have to loot when you win. That's just
come on, man.
Thing,
What are you people doing? I mean, just what is with LA, dude? They can't throw a party without breaking shit.
You remember the year that the Bruins beat Vancouver in Game 7? Do you remember what Vancouver did?
No.
They beat them in Vancouver.
Oh, no.
Look, they torched that city, dude. Those people in Vancouver, they were out of control.
They were upset.
They were
that an American hockey team had come into their town and stole their cup. Yeah. Damn it. Well, Danny sends me this one. And I've also got one on the top 25, but here we go. College football rankings. Indiana Hoosiers move into top 10. We've got the top 10 list is out. Oregon's number 1. And LSU is dropped to 14, but A&M is below them at 15. A&M, that's funny as shit to me. That is hilarious.
They got manhandled, dude. South Carolina just beat them up. Boy. Woo.
It's too good, man. It's too good. But the top 5 is LSU's Oregon, Georgia, Ohio State, Miami, and Texas. I got my first look at Miami this weekend, and that's not a bad football team, man. They're starting to play well again.
They're not a bad football team.
But nobody's come to see their games. That's weird, dude. That's weird to me.
Penn State at number 6. That's a freaking waste of a space right there.
Oh.
They're gonna go down in flames like they always do.
Yep.
Indiana's gonna go down. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah, but they've had a hell of a season, Dan. You got to admit. I watched them once. I think it was Nebraska. I saw them beat the shit out of earlier.
Look, you beat the guys that are in front of you, and you have a good season, and they're having a good season.
Yep,
they are.
This is the one you sent me. College football program won 5th straight game with Tuesday night's upset. I think this is the Raging Cajuns, and in true fashion, they don't have a picture of them. They've got some talk show host on the article.
Yep, the Raging Cajuns won.
This has to do with the Raging Cajuns. They're on a 5-game win streak, and me and Danny are both from Louisiana, so we're always touting up our Louisiana sports teams. He's actually wearing the ULM shirt tonight. So
and they lost this past weekend. Awesome.
The War Eagles, right? Isn't that what they're called? The War Eagles?
Yeah, they're the War Eagles. They used to be the Indians, but now they can't be the Indians. So
they can't be the Indians anymore. But anyway, Raging Cajuns are doing well. I wish the LA Tech Bulldogs would make a comeback. I really do. Yeah. Next up, and this is from a New York sports paper or site, whatever. It's G-Men HQ is the name of it. Losing Saquon Barkley looks terrible after latest highlight reel play. And I've got it for you here, guys. That's the picture right here. And I had a friend of mine say, look, they need to make this the cover photo of Madden and put this in the game. I said, call it the dump jump. That picture looks so bad right there. But if you see it in context, it's pretty neat, guys. Check this out right here. Let me get the sound going on this. And I may have to cut this out later, but I'll show you.
This is how not
crazy. That is absolutely nuts, bro. But yeah, you're right. It has everything to do with the rules of the game now because people are afraid to rap or hit hard. Or I was watching the Seahawks. Did you watch the end of the Seahawks-Rams game? When they smoked that guy near the sideline and they threw a flag immediately and then they picked it up. I was like, you better pick that flag up, man. Come on.
Well, what they're doing now is they're throwing the flags and then they'll go look at it, review. And a lot of times they're overturning these things, which is
cool. But that's fine. But I tell you what, though, we're going to talk about the Saints here in a minute, but that ball that Carr threw that knocked Olave out of the game and put him on a cart.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
nobody.
Look, Michael Thomas tweeted out about it after it happened. He was like, "Yeah, Carr's a dangerous quarterback."
Don't even bring that guy up because the guy's a mental pygmy. He's a joke. Yeah. But Carr, anybody worth their salt that plays that position, I wish Brady would have been calling out because he would have said, like, you don't throw the ball like that over the middle like that.
Did you see the highlight, Dan, where he gets?
I saw it.
Yeah. Oh, it was bad. It was bad. He had that guy going way out of position trying to get that ball. It was horrible.
He threw it high and over the middle,
right?
And the two guys just converged on him.
Mm-hmm. The local sports around here, the two teams that are in my area that I see all the time are the Saints and the Dallas Cowboys. Ugh. And we got stories on both of them. First of all, look, guys, me and Danny are both fans of Dak Prescott. Danny liked him in college. I saw him here in a high school game. He played for the Houghton Buccaneers. He's from this area. So I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I've always rooted for Dak to do well. And he's finally coming around to how bad his football team is. If you can read lips, you should be able to read what he's saying right here. He says, "We fucking suck." That's what he's saying. And this is when he's on the sidelines during the game. And it turns out, I don't have an article on it, but the reports say that he's going to be out a good month.
Between his hand injury and the hamstring.
Yep. He's going to be out a month. It's Cooper Rush time. So, going to be
I'll be
interesting.
surprised if CeeDee Lamb gets in because he looked like he busted his shoulder. To his credit, that's, he showed me something yesterday because he was obviously injured.
Yeah, he was.
Getting back on the field and doing what he could do. So, and he should. So,
well, if you are a fan of NFL pregame party, my brother has joined the cast on a regular basis this year, and he has been preaching for a certain firing in the NFL. Actually, he's been preaching on this show ever since it started, and he has to get the fireworks out this week because Saints fire head coach Dennis Allen after loss to the Panthers. 2-7 start to the season. Now, to put this in perspective, guys, those 2 wins, they scored 90 points in 2 games, just smoking the Carolina Panthers in the opener and then the Dallas Cowboys the next week. That same Panthers team with the same quarterback that they just made look like a normal person they had to go visit them yesterday, and they lost 23-22. And I don't have that visual that we were talking about. What is that stat where it was like 275-0 that teams had gained so many yards and it was 150 yards rushing, something like that? It's a huge amount of yards.
Yeah, they had huge numbers rushing, huge numbers passing, up and down the field. They had multiple turnovers go their way.
Mm-hmm.
And to the point, up to yesterday, every team that had accumulated those kinds of numbers, the record was 275 wins and no losses. Well, the Saints put their name in the record book. Now it's 275 wins and 1 loss.
1 loss. The Saints yesterday to the Carolina Panthers. Unreal. I was watching that game yesterday and I was just like, what in the hell is going on out there? What are we doing? And I'm sure the phone sent. Now, you've talked about how they should have moved Kamara already. Yes. And I'm sure their switchboard's probably lighting up right about now because the trade deadline is tomorrow. So,
they've got like Olave. They've got Lattimore on the defensive side.
Exactly.
Young, the D end.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody's contract that they can move, they need to move. Kamara, they won't be able to move.
Yeah.
Derek Carr, they won't be able to move.
No.
It's just dumb.
They're stuck at the hip.
Okay, so it's Dennis Allen's gone. But bigger picture, Mickey Loomis has got to go too, because he's the one that's putting us in this position financially.
Yeah. He's the one making these contracts. The GM does that. That's on him. So,
until he's gone.
This is the second time that David Carr has cost Dennis Allen his job, by the way. Same thing happened in. I think they were in L.A., weren't they?
Bench Derek Carr.
Or were they in Oakland? I don't remember.
They were in Oakland.
Okay.
Or Vegas, wherever the fuck. They need to bench Derek Carr and start the Rattler kid and just. I think
you're going to see, with the coach being fired, they're saying the assistant head coach
Rizzo. I think Rizzo.
Yeah, I believe Rizzo. But they haven't announced it yet. They haven't announced who is going to be moved up. But we got to get something by tomorrow.
They have, actually.
Sure,
they have.
Oh, they have.
I saw the presser before we came on here.
Okay.
He was talking to the reporters.
Okay, so it is Rizzo. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. He's been with the organization for a while, so that'll be good for him. At least you get some continuity. But I'm with you. Look, the season's over. They're not with the way Atlanta and the Bucks are playing. They're not catching those two teams at this point. So, yeah, find out what you got and start getting ready for next year.
Find out what you have. Sit that freaking car. If some fool will pick up his get rid of him if you can, but that's not going to happen. But you got to start Rattler or the other kid, whichever one you want to go with, and see what we got.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be the future. I'd like to see him start Rattler because I think he's got more upside.
Right, and I know you've been hoping for this for a while, so I'm
2 years.
I'm sure you're happy that they're finally moving on from this. And if we're gonna have pain, why not have some growing pains in here? Right,
we're already 7 we've lost 7 in a row.
Yeah, 7 games in a row, man. That's just
let's get them in there. Let's play.
I was watching Rich Eisen talk about it earlier today. Do you know the last time you lost 7 games in a row?
I think it was
1998.
1998.
That's the last time you had a 7-game losing streak.
Look, it's going to be 8 because
it was the last year Ditka was there. You guys went 3-13.
Oh, he just destroyed the roster with that.
And then what's his name came in? The defensive coordinator. What
Coach Haslett came in.
Yeah, that's it. Jim Haslett. That's it. He came in and he got them winning, and they've been winners ever since. This is the worst season in a long time for the Saints. The bags are definitely back out right now.
I mean, it's the problem is financially, it's going to be a long way before they can be competitive again because they're old. They got a lot of old money, a lot of old contracts, and it's been mismanaged, and that's Mickey Lewis.
Oh no, man! He's telling me to stop talking about this, or you're going to blow a gas. He said, "Get on to the flicks, bro." He said, "Get on to the flicks, bro, quick before Danny starts talking about this for an hour."
Golden diaper and Luke just laying his hand out there to get friggin' whacked off. Rocky getting his friggin' skull blasted in.
Oh man!
Look at what does Luke do? Honest to God. Every time I see that video, I'm like, what are you doing, bro?
You got to remember, he's not a Jedi at this point, dude.
Whatever, but he battled for like 30 minutes. And all of a sudden he's going to do that? Come on, man.
All I know is Bruce Willis is in it to win it in that clip. Okay, bro? Sorry.
The black wife beater?
Yeah, the black wife beater. There was a wife beater before he started crawling around the air duct in the Nakatomi Tower. No doubt. Can't wait to watch that movie at Christmas.
Yes.
And I found out I've got a new Christmas movie. My wife has never seen Gremlins. She's never seen that movie, dude. Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to. Since I seen Gremlins,
that's a Christmas movie. If you remember, the grandfather's looking for a Christmas gift for the grandson, right? Yep. Okay, so let's start off the flicks with the box office numbers from this weekend. Venom had a 48% drop, but they're still in double-digit millions, 26 million here in the U.S. It's doing pretty good.
Did you go see that movie? Did you go see Venom?
No, I haven't seen any of the Venom movies, buddy. But and it's not that I'm radically opposed. I just didn't go see the first one because I heard that Spider-Man wasn't in it. But I hear that I'm a fan of Tom Hardy. I need to sit down and watch this series because I like the guy, and I hear the banter between him and Venom. It makes the movies. So
that's pretty cool. I mean, I'm with you though. I was like, why is Spider-Man not in this? I always found that strange. So.
Yeah. Well, it's just Sony owns the Spider-Verse and all the characters in it, and they're just making a buck from it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
The one I'm looking forward to is Kraven the Hunter. With the guy that played Kick-Ass. Dude, Have you seen the trailer for that, man? Oh, come on, Dan. It's going to be good, bro. It looks good. It does. But anyway, number 2 was Wild Robot. The kids love their cartoons. They're going to see that. Smile 2, it being Halloween. Last week was the end of the Halloween season. So
have you seen Smile 1? Have you seen the movie Smile?
No.
Kim and I tried to watch that because we want to see what the whole hype is about.
Yeah.
We didn't even get, I think, maybe 20 minutes into that movie, we're like, ugh.
What in the hell is going on here?
Right?
Yeah.
Big deal. We shut that
I'm like that with a lot of the newer horror movies. I just don't get them. Vince says, nap time is over. Anytime we talk sports ball, he's out of there, man.
Didn't get it. Okay.
Spider-Man was kind of name dropped in the second Venom movie. Well, he ended up in I think Venom is in the post-credit scene in No Way Home, the last one that had all 3 of the Spider-Men in it. He ends up in our universe for a second, and then he gets zapped out. It's kind of strange, but anyway, Conclave, the one about the papal pope movie, is number 4, and Here is number 5. So that's how it lays out this week as far as the numbers go.
Amazing.
This week we got a sizzle reel from Disney that unveiled the 2025 teasers, including Daredevil, Ironheart, Wonder Man, and Eyes of Wakanda.
Eyes of Wakanda.
Now, if you guys want to see this, we watched it on State of the Atmosphere last week, but I wanted to let my brother know that they do show several clips from the Daredevil movie, and he's back in the red costume. He's and it's got the same cast from the Netflix show, and all accounts say that they've totally scrapped the bullshit they were doing before, and they've gone hard R with this. And
I hope they did, because that was just a great series to watch. That Daredevil and the Punisher was great. Jessica Jones, great.
Yeah.
Iron Fist.
They need to go ahead and do the streetwise heroes with like, mature rating on Disney Plus. They can do that and not have kids have access to it. Mm-hmm. So they really need to. And from what we hear, it's looking like it's leaning that way. Now, some of this I don't care about. I'm not even going to watch Ironheart. That's just a gender bent Iron Man. If you saw Wakanda Forever, she's in that movie. And they're doing a series of her. Yeah, right. Exactly. Nobody remembers that shit. Mm-hmm. Now, one that looks interesting to me, though, is Wonder Man. Now, if you know anything about the character of Wonder Man, he's an actor in Hollywood. The character is. He's an actor in Hollywood. And guess who they've decided to put in there with him? The character from Iron Man 2. I think, no, it was Iron Man 3, the one that I didn't like, because you remember the guy that played the Mandarin? It's Ben. What is that? Is it Ben Kingsley? Is that who I'm thinking of? Mm-hmm. He was an actor playing a part, He was supposed to be this big terrorist and everything. Yeah, and he was in Shang-Chi playing the same character, right? Yeah. Well, he's in this with Wonder Man. So that might work in this one. That one could be funny,
Wonder Man.
Yeah. Well, Wonder Man, I remember him being in the comic books, and I remember him being an actor in Hollywood. So, But anyway, just want to let you guys know you need to go check that out. It's out there for your consumption. Go check that out. Let's see. I thought Smile was a movie about feminists going ape shit when she was told to smile more. Yeah, that's a horror movie into itself in advance.
I'd be interested to see this, Eyes of Wakanda. See what that's all about.
Yeah, I think that. Here's my thing about Wakanda, Dan. They should have never killed him off. They should have just friggin' they should have recast the part.
Well, that's the thing about the Black Panther character. It's passed on from generation to generation.
Why wouldn't you recast the part? Makes no sense to me. Let's see. Iron Fist had the worst fight scenes of them all, and he is supposed to be a fighter, but they had to cover it up with 50 cuts per minute. Well, if you know anything and watch this show, Vince, Danny calls it Iron Puss. He is a big fan of Iron Fist, and that's not it.
I'm
What
like,
they had on
you know what I'm
Netflix was
watching?
not
It's
it.
garbage. Yeah. And I was hyped for that too, man. I was like,
Yeah,
are you
absolutely.
kidding me? This is Iron. Oh, whatever. Okay.
Iron Puss.
It ended up being about his girlfriend had a bigger part than he did in the whole series. It was
Now
basically
I
about
know
her.
how much you love good comedies. The Wayans brothers
Scary
to return
movie
for
reboot.
Scary Movie reboot. This should be great. The Wayans brothers are always a hoot. I have
Never
loved them
do.
ever since their days in Living Color, and I'm gonna get you, sucker, and all that stuff. Man, it's just these guys are fantastic.
No doubt.
So look forward to that. That's coming your way. Another great story, I think myself. Robert Downey Jr. Refuses to let Hollywood create his AI digital replica. I intend to sue all future executives, not directors and stuff like that, executives who recreate my likeness, he says.
See, he knows where the power lies.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
really does. I mean,
Yeah.
anybody that's been in the industry that long, when he says something like that,
Yeah.
he means
Yeah,
that.
I'm gonna sue the guys with the money. That's who I'm gonna sue. And here's the thing, boys and girls, the actors, that their face is what they make money off of.
Yep.
If you give that up, you're giving up your money. I mean,
Yep.
it's I applaud Mr. Downey Jr. for that right there.
You see where, and I can't remember the actor's name. He played Michael J. Fox's father, younger version in the original Back to the Future, married to his mother. Anyway, in the one in the future, you know, when it's hanging upside down, they put a likeness of this guy on there, and he sued the company because he didn't act in that movie. He was not cast in the movie, and they used his likeness without his say so. So he sued for that. Yeah, and he won.
As well he should have. Yes. Yeah. Do you consider White Chicks as a prophecy movie? Women do be acting like that now. Yeah, no doubt. It's true. Maybe they were predicting the future. Oh man, and we got a great story about an Irishman we really dig. He's on one of the best shows on television. If you haven't watched The Penguin yet, you need to check it out. It's pretty good. Danny sends us this one. Colin Farrell finishes Dublin Marathon while pushing friend in wheelchair. She epitomizes bravery, he says.
I mean, that's a hell of a thing, right? So,
yeah,
you know, and a lot of these people, they do things in the background that we don't know about, and they're people at the end of the day, just like we are. So,
yeah,
kudos to Colin Farrell. Kudos to his friend for you know, being brave enough to do that marathon and make it happen. So that's a feel good story. We need more of that, you know.
Yeah, that's just too damn awesome, man.
Yep.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
Now we've got the obituary column for this week. David Harris, the Warriors actor who played Cochise, dies at 75. Man, let me tell you something. When I was young, we had this thing called the Midnight Movies, and they used to have them at St. Vincent Mall here where we live. And they always showed 6 different movies, and some of them would change a lot, but they had 3 movies that always showed every Saturday night at midnight. It was Heavy Metal, Rocky Horror Picture Show, and The Warriors. And dude, what a great movie, and it's a shame to see this guy's gone. I don't remember him in anything else, but I'm sure I probably, you know, have seen him in a bunch of stuff before, but he was great in that part right there. I could tell you that right now.
Yeah, it was. That whole movie was pretty.
That's an iconic movie, and from what I hear, they're doing a reimagining of it. Dan, I heard that last a couple of days ago, and I'm like, no, leave the Warriors alone.
Hollywood just cannot come up with anything new at all. So,
Dan, hang on
some
a
things
second.
they should just leave alone.
I got to manipulate the sound, and this is actually a preview of something that I'm gonna talk about later on. But you know, there's a certain person that just reared his head.
There are some who call me Tim.
I had to tell him what his name was. He says, I forgot what my name is.
Tim?
Yeah. It's Tim. It is absolutely Tim. Good to see you, Tim. But anyway, yeah, Cochise passed away. That's a bummer. Next on the blotter, I say blotter,
The
the
blotter.
obituary list. Teri Garr,
Oh
Tootsie and
man.
Young Frankenstein star, dies at 79. Now, she had been struggling with MS for many years. She'd been struggling with it for a long time. She was diagnosed back in 2002. But wow, two of the greatest movies ever made. If you ask, look, people ask me all the time, "What's your favorite Dustin Hoffman movie?" It's Tootsie. Tootsie is the best movie that guy ever made. I mean, the line where he's sitting there talking to his agent says, "Man, today I almost got caught peeing standing up. I'm in trouble, man."
I'm in trouble, man.
Oh, it's just too fucking good. But she was nominated for an Academy Award for that movie for being his friend. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about Young Frankenstein now.
Yeah, dude. Oh, that was an amazing movie.
Dude,
I love that movie.
one of the
Both those
funniest
really
movies
good.
ever. She was a great supporting actor in many comedies, man. And you could tell she loved life. She beamed off the screen, man. You could tell she was a fun person.
Yeah, she was really good.
Yeah, Teri Garr, she is going to be missed. And this one we found out about today. Quincy Jones.
Yeah, saw that this morning
music
when I first
titan
woke
who
up, man.
worked with everyone from Frank Sinatra to Michael Jackson, dies at 91. Probably one of the most famous music producers of all time.
Yeah.
Sitting in the booth making somebody sound good was this guy's job, and he did it better than most of them.
Oh yeah, if you wanted to hit, Quincy Jones was
you
your
hired
guy.
Quincy Jones. Yeah. I think, when we were listening to music, the two producers I remember the most, one of them was just a name, Mac. Remember, he did Queen's music, and he did, a lot of people say that was the lead guitarist for Queen. But it was never confirmed who this was. They just wouldn't say who it was.
Yeah.
He did Billy Squire stuff. He did a few other bands, Mac did, but this guy, if you wanted to hit, Danny's absolutely right. This is the dude you hired. And Michael Jackson, he made Michael Jackson's stuff sound so great.
He made, if you needed a hit, a hit, Quincy Jones was your guy. I remember him and Mutt Lange was big with the hair metal bands back in the day.
Yep.
He produced Def Leppard. He produced AC/DC. He produced several of them. But this guy right here was just synonymous with hits, platinum records. Quincy Jones, 91, had a full life, right? So yeah, rest in peace to all the people we mentioned. They will be missed.
And here's a guy that I miss. Matt from Small Time Republic says, "Rip Dennis Allen's head coach."
Yes, rip his head right off. Get him out of
Brian
town.
May from Queen is a rocket scientist too. Yes, he is. That's the name I was trying to think of. Brian May. A lot of people think Mac was Brian May. And don't worry, Vince. I've got a story about Peanut coming up. Don't worry about that.
Peanut.
That's not part of the music and movies part. But anyway, when we talk about obituaries, we bring this guy's name up a lot, saying that he keeps trucking on. Well, guess what? Clint turned 94 years old this week. There he is with one of his great grandkids. Yes. That's him, dude.
He was like upper 40s when we started watching him back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh,
check it out. Here they are bringing him his birthday cake on his birthday. Here you go, guys. Check this out.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Debs. Happy birthday to you. Woo!
Knock it off.
Knock it off.
Of course he said knock it off, right? Yeah, we love some Clint Eastwood, man.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday to Mr. Eastwood. That's right.
Yeah.
For sure. He just keeps trucking along, He's going to be missed when he's gone. I hope it's not anytime soon.
Absolutely he is, man. You talk about the catalog.
Dude.
Wow.
You could sit there and watch his movies for a week and not get through all of them.
Not get through them, and then the ones he's directed too, man. I mean, amazing.
I tell you,
he's done.
I tell you, the one that I really dig that he directed. You know, a lot of the stuff he directed, he was in, but this particular one that he directed, he wasn't in. I think he would have been in it if there was a part for him, but there really wasn't. It had to do with how Nelson Mandela, when he first got the presidency in South Africa, held his country together with a rugby team during the World Cup.
Yeah.
It was called Invictus, and it is a fantastic movie, dude.
Yeah, it was
Matt Damon.
Yep. Yeah.
And Morgan Freeman played Nelson Mandela.
It's a great movie.
It's a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
Let's see. Still more agile and cognitive than Biden. Absolutely, bro. He could scale them steps, probably. Matt says John Wayne didn't care for the new style Westerns, but Eastwood did. That's a shame.
Yeah.
But he keeps trucking along. Okay, look, man, I can talk about
I can
talk about somebody I enjoy.
He says, "Look, if you're not talking about Rocky or Cobra, you're not talking." Oh, it's
he said, "No, it's time to get into the Diddy files, boy.
The Diddy files, man.
It's time to make it rain, son.
My dude is
out the baby lotion. Man. It's time to go. Damn, bro, what's wrong with you?
They're coming out of the woodwork too, man. They are coming out of the woodwork.
They are. We got a small segment tonight. Only 5 articles, but definitely just crazy shit going on, man. Just crazy shit. Sean Diddy Combs allegedly hid secret cameras in bedrooms of his home while hosting wild bashes.
Hell yeah, he did. Hell yeah, he did.
Sean Diddy Combs scandal security guard admits he's seen videos of celebrities participating in disgraced stars' freak-offs. What is up with this freak-off thing, man? Is this
freak-offs, dude?
Is this what he called it? The parties and stuff?
That's the freak-off. The parties are the freak-offs.
Holy baby oil, Batman! It's the diddler.
Yes. Yes.
That's awesome. Next up, former Playboy model claims Sean Diddy Combs made her watch Jennifer Lopez video at Freak-Off.
Yes. And they were doing adult things, and apparently he likes to play, J-Lo music videos on the big screen while all the freak-offs were going on.
Oh, man, dude. No wonder Ben took a hike. Shit.
It's like, deuces.
I'm out.
It's crazy.
Shit, I'm out, right?
Getting me caught up in that nonsense.
Right. Let's see what the Jane Doe ruling in the Diddy case could mean for the other already filed cases. Now, what they're talking about here, and I have to, you gotta call it the way you see it. Look, he has the right to know who his accusers are.
Sure.
What they're talking about is they put Jane Doe in a filing instead of the person's name when they filed suit, and a judge. In this case, this particular case, said that no, you need to refile with the person's name. Yeah. So that is one of the things that we are guaranteed in the Constitution. You can face your.
Now, what if the accuser is a juvenile?
See, that could be something that, but in this case, it's not a juvenile. No. But I would imagine anything with a juvenile, we hear about sealed court documents all the time.
Yeah, because usually you can't even see their face. They're not going to give the name. They're just not going to do it. So
yeah. Diddy thought the blackmail material would protect him. Guess not. No, here's the thing, Matt. I've said this since this started. Everybody knew he was doing this. The question you got to ask yourself is, who did he piss off?
Yes, he pissed off the wrong person.
Who did he piss off?
Yeah,
to get this happening to him.
The Diddy files.
And lastly, Russell Brand facing sex offense charges following 3 grillings by cops weeks after party clip of him with Diddy was branded sick. Oh my gosh. Russell
now
Brand
he has had some things swirling around him before too. Brand has. So this is not the first time that sexual offense charges have come around, around his name. So
could this be a reason why he became a Christian recently?
Well, and this is the thing, it corresponds with his legal issues. I mean, I've watched some of his podcasts. I mean, he has some valid points, but
Yeah.
he does have this swirling around him. Now,
Yes, he does.
is it real? Is it Memorex? Are people trying to
Right. There's a lot of people coming out of the woodworks with these
Yeah.
different things right now.
So-
And a lot of people attaching Diddy to a lot of things. And,
Sure.
you
But
know,
that brand has had these issues around him before, so usually when there's smoke, there's fire. So we'll see
Yep.
how that goes.
I wonder if there is a tape of Kamala out there. She used to hang around these guys. Yes, she did. Absolutely. That's for true. Okay. Dude, relax.
I saw
And I just echoed the hell out of everybody with that one. Damn it. hate
I
when
saw Joe Rogan a headline with him when he was looking at some of these released videos, and he was naming names as he was looking at it. He was like, "Oh, that's it, and that's it."
Yeah, he's been in the space for a while. Joe Rogan is a comedian. He was on a show called News Radio with Phil Hartman, the guy that, you remember, his wife killed him.
Yeah.
Great comedian. But yeah, Joe's been around the scene for a long time. But he's stuck to his fighting stuff, really. But yeah, he knows these people.
He's like,
look,
"Ooh,
Hollywood's a
better."
small community. They all run into each other eventually at get-togethers, after parties,
At the freak offs.
At the freak off, apparently. But anyway, let's see. Under earthquakes tonight.
Freak off,
Check
man.
this one out, man. Why did Russia fine Google for 2.5 decillion?
Did you see that headline? I mean, there was just like zeros going off the screen.
Now, what this has to do with is them shutting down different Russian channels on YouTube, is what it has to do with. And decillion, I don't know if people understand how many that is, Dan.
Bro.
It's like a trillion. It's a trillion is a dent in this.
I think a decillion is a trillion plus a Sicilian makes a decillion. I believe that's how that goes. Somebody fact check me on that, but I think that's how it goes. A trillion mated with a Sicilian.
It is a lot, bro. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Now, you always overreach, but this is a bit much, don't you think, guys? Come
That's
on.
just little kids. I'm gonna just do.
I'm gonna sue you for $1 decillion. That's it.
Decillion. Is that even a word? Come on now.
It is an actual amount, man. I don't know how you can get to it.
I saw another headline. It had 2 point and it had zeros just going right off the freaking page. Oh, that's got to be a joke.
What the
Man.
hell
Come on
is
now.
going on? Next up, more targeted attacks possible after ballot boxes set on fire in 2 states, police say. Now look at this, guys. I'm not playing it with sound, but you'll see ballot boxes being burned. Now that is just wrong. Anybody that's out there doing that, you need to stop it right now. You don't need to be burning votes. That's ridiculous, man. Look at that. Is that crazy?
But where is that? Does it say what state that's in?
Let's see. Washington, Vancouver. Let's see. Portland, Oregon, and Vancouver, Washington. This is in the Northwest.
Yeah.
That's been
The
going
Pacific Northwest. With the
Well, there we go, right?
Yeah.
A place where the city was basically taken over by friggin' squatters or whatever the fuck
Pacific
they were doing
Northwest.
that one summer, the summer
Nothing
of love, as they call it.
Here. Civil protests. Yeah, okay.
It's a mostly tame person.
Please disperse. Nothing to see here.
That's how the buildings looked in the background too.
Right? Nothing going on in Seattle.
Just burn it down. Great.
Okay, next up, we've got some news from way out there beyond. Voyager 1 is alive. NASA spacecraft reawakens 5 billion miles away from Earth.
It's Voyager.
It's Voyager, dude. That's it. It's been
Voyager.
fixed by the Borg, and they're sending it back. Don't accept it. It's gonna friggin' let loose a virus that's gonna blow us all away.
Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Nuts, know what I mean? Say no more.
Say no more. Say no more.
Say no more.
Voyager coming back. poison pill. Here
We
it
already
comes.
talked about this one, but police asked prosecutors to consider bringing criminal charges against Russell Brand. The Crown Prosecution Service will consider whether a 13-month investigation
The
into
crude.
non-recent sexual offenses. I love how they put that, non-recent sexual offenses, has produced enough evidence to bring charges. So yeah, this guy's under the gun from every direction
crude.
right now. Yep. Let's
Right
see.
away, they're
The
suspect.
Crown Prosecution
Give me a
Services.
freaking break.
Vince
You wanna
says,
talk about
wonder if
sexual
there's a type
impropriety,
of,
fucking Crown.
let's see, wonder if there's a type of Kamala out there. She used to hang around with this guy. Oh, okay. I thought he already put that in. Okay.
No,
My
that's
shit.
something else.
Yeah, my stuff messed up. Okay. Vince says Decillion is one followed by 33 zeros.
33
That's
zeros.
insane. In the U.S., at least, in British scale, it's followed by 60 zeros. Good Lord.
We just count the
Little
British scale.
Matt says, how come Voyager 1 works, but cell phones are still spotty? Yeah, right? Right. Well, remember, they lost contact with that.
They
thing for a
made
while.
things to last back then. We don't do that.
Right. There you go. And then lastly,
Everything
the man
made in
who
Taiwan.
took on orphaned Peanut, the squirrel, says it's surreal. Officers euthanized his pet. This story is just one of the stupidest stories of government overreach I've ever heard of. And I believe somewhere in this article, he says, we will make a stance on how this government and New York State utilizes their resources, Mark Longo said in an interview over the phone. That's the gentleman who lost his pet squirrel, Peanuts, because I don't even know why it was. They were treated like criminals.
Why are they even at his place?
Right. I don't know the whole story, but to kill a pet is just that's hideous. You know,
Yeah, they just come in
That's
there
completely
stomping
heinous.
around it, and they look. They don't think.
And I
anybody
think
has-
they had a pet raccoon too.
They don't think
and,
anybody has
and they
any
killed that too.
recourse, and so they
That's
just
it.
go
And
in.
his raccoon Fred too. Yeah.
So they don't think anybody's got any recourse, so they kick the doors in. They just trash the place, and they kill the animals. And who's going to do anything about it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, well, apparently this guy's going to take action, which
Well, good.
he needs to. He
I hope
needs
he
to.
does. And then
Absolutely.
the taxpayers in New York City are going to end up paying that bill.
Yeah.
That's
they
how
are.
that goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are.
So
Absolutely.
at the end of the day, the people that did the dastardly deed, they're still not paying for it.
Are you trying to say it's the fault of the best and brightest, Dan? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm not
Is
trying
that
to
what
say
you're
anything.
getting
I am saying.
You are absolutely saying it's the best and brightest.
Love that video.
Wow.
Love it. It's awesome.
I can't wait, man. Look, when we get to the credits tonight, I've got an announcement for later on this week on Wednesday that is just, dude, you might want to. Well, you're definitely going to want to watch the replay of it. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, I plan on when I get up in the morning, I'll run it. So, 10 o'clock, way too late for me.
No, this particular thing you don't know about yet. You'll hear
Okay,
about it at the end,
okay.
though. The first story we've got under best and brightest. Inflation gauge closely watched by the Fed falls to lowest level since early 2021. What is this all about, Dan?
Well, yeah, it's look at the headlines. The lowest. What gets me about this, right? It's at the lowest level since early 2021. What's going on right now? Why are the gas prices coming down? Why is inflation coming down?
An election, perhaps? Maybe?
Why is the interest rate coming down? I mean, they all think. I'm telling you, the people at the top, they think we're all freaking stupid.
Anybody that buys groceries can tell you this is a out and out fabrication. This friggin' thing right here. Absolutely. No doubt. It's just one of the dumbest headlines I've ever seen. And this one, dude, this has been going on for a couple of weeks. You guys probably expected me to cover this in the top of the heap, but
Biden goes
my
off
brother
script, okay?
put it in best and brightest. Biden goes off script again, causing a distraction for Harris and in campaign's home stretch. Now, what this has to do with, boys and girls, there was a comedian, the Kill Tony comedian. I can't remember his last name, but he made a quip about Puerto Rico being a floating pile of garbage in the ocean.
Floating pile of garbage.
Yeah, and it did not look good on Donald Trump.
No.
And instead of just being outraged about it or whatever, Mr. Biden decides in a Zoom call meeting. Well, let's hear it from the horse's mouth. Shall we hear it from the horse's mouth? I think we'll hear it from the horse's mouth. Let's hear what he said.
Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
There you go. So he's no better than that.
He basically said half the country's garbage.
He is no better than that comedian. No better.
Well, Donald Trump wasn't going to not jump on this. Boys and girls, Biden's garbage gaffe could elect Trump and do lasting damage to his party. I had it frozen on the picture of him, but you saw he was at the podium in a garbage, a safety jacket like garbage men wear. And he wasn't the only one that did it. He went out in a garbage truck with a big Trump sign on the side of it and was working with the garbage men. And you know who else did it? The guy that my brother voted for in this presidential election, Vivek Ramaswamy, rode in the garbage truck to turn Biden's really disgusting comment about Trump supporters into a positive. He was out there collecting trash as well. And I'm pretty sure that's one of our fellow YouTubers on there too. But yeah, what an amazing goof Biden did.
That's my dude right there.
They ran with it, brother. Oh man, they ran with it. That's crazy, dude.
That is awesome.
Yeah, but that's America's best and brightest, isn't it?
Best and brightest.
Let's see. Matt says to say inflation is slowing is like saying I only gained 5 pounds this month instead of 10.
Yep.
Trump campaign spokesman Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
Vince says, did any mainstream media report on Puerto Rico's garbage problem? That joke was the first I heard about it. That's crazy, man. But that, boys and girls, is the best and the brightest.
It's the best. It's the best.
Dude, I mean, look, it's going to be, guys, I don't know what's going to happen in this election. It could be a landslide. It could be close as hell. We could be waiting days to find out who won this thing. But I implore all of you, if you haven't gotten out there to vote, please do it, because I do know this. A lot of people died for your right to be able to do that. So get out there, do your civic duty, and try and be informed about doing it too. I mean, don't just go throw a handle.
Get as informed as you can be, and honor those men and women that passed on to give you that freedom to voice your opinion, and make it heard, because look, the less and less of us that are voting, the less and less our government is listening. And they are taking our rights left and right, left and right. I can't stress that enough. Yes. So get out there and vote, man, because that's our only recourse, is to vote until they take that away from us. So
the boss man is hollering at me again. I don't know what his deal is with yelling at me, man.
Yo.
He said it's time to fill up your cup. Get your chin strap on. Get the pads on. Get your guardian cap on. Guardian cap. Don't forget, because it's time to turn out the lights.
I have the utmost respect for Kurt Warner for going in there. utmost respect for Kurt Warner for going in there.
Bobby McRae, once again, right here on YouTube.
Oh!
Destroying a man's career.
You hear his verb.
Yeah, right. Step, 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 step.
I'm telling you, man. He
Like
just
something out of a Mortal
jolted him,
Kombat
dude.
video game. Finish him.
So bad. You know, he was feeling that for days.
Dude, that was such a great defense, though. They were so much fun to watch, man. They're just
opportunistic, this bunch of freaking outlaws, man. Those guys are outlaws, castaways.
You say whatever you want, but what was your defensive coordinator's name? I remember his mantra more than I do his name. It was Greg something.
I see his face right now. Greg Williams?
Yeah, I think it is. Greg Williams, yeah.
Dude.
He said his mantra was, do me a favor, hit the quarterback. And when you're done with that, hit him again.
Hit him again.
And when you're finished with that, hit him again.
Hit him again.
Hit him as many times as you can.
Hit him again.
Love it, dude.
He was about attacking that quarterback, man.
I mean, bro. Not to get off on a sidebar, but it was a historic run.
Bro.
He shut down every great quarterback of that generation.
They put the fear in him. Put the fear in him.
Yes.
That's why freaking Brett Favre
Brady, Warner, Favre, Manning. Those are 4 first ballot Hall of Fame names that defense made mortal and had Bill Belichick so scared he pulled Tom Brady from a game when they were only down 10.
Get your ass over there.
Get over here next to me. They're trying to kill you. It was an amazing run. It really was. And I'm not as big a Saints fan as my brother at all. I just watch it so.
I remember watching that team for years, and you could tell that they had really built an offense and could score with anybody. Mm-hmm. And I always said to you, all we need is a middle-of-the-road defense.
Just a middle-of-the-road defense.
A couple stops a game, and we could win everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they weren't the best defense, but they had to have been up there in the turnover margin.
Oh, they were opportunistic. That's what they were all about.
Really
they were all about
blitzing
you and making you make mistakes. That was it, man. Yeah. Okay, boys and girls, it's time for my final word tonight. And with all this election talk and bullshit and wars going on all over the world, I want you to have a smile when you leave here tonight. I found this on Threads, and I just giggled my ass off. You know that great song, Come Sail Away by Styx?
God.
Cartman sang that once, and it was great. It's awesome. Well, guess what? This guy decided to do Cartman's version of Come On Eileen. This is one of the greatest things you'll ever hear. Check this out. Hang on one second.
Sounds amazing.
It sounds amazing, doesn't it? Let's see if I can get it going.
I have to say it was.
Is that not one of the greatest things you've ever heard in your life, man? I mean, come on, bro. That Cartman doing Come On Eileen. That's one of the greatest things.
Respect.
I mean, come on, man. That's fantastic. Let's see. And Puerto Ricans still support the Orange Man. Yes, most of them do. Did he put his marbles in a vice? I don't know, man, but that was a perfect representation of Cartman. I still love South Park. I think it's one of the greatest shows ever. And they get away with murder because it's a cartoon.
It's a cartoon, and they get after everybody. That's what I respect about that show.
They will roast Trump and the Democrats. Yeah. They don't care. They
are equal opportunity for sure, man. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, boys and girls, it is time for that part of the show where my brother likes to give out an award, to that person that's trying to do the right thing, but sometimes they just can't get it right, Could be a person, it could be a government, could be a movement, it could be anything.
Could be anything.
But it's just, they're trying to do the right thing, and they just can't quite get it done. And we like to call that the Simple Jack Award. And look, when he read this story to me, I was like, I don't even know what to call this edition of the Simple Jack Award. I really don't. It's, hell, really, at its core, it's a human trafficking story.
Dude, I
It's
gave
one of
you
the
the name,
dumbest
man.
ones you'll ever see.
I gave you the name, man.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what I wrote on that?
No, I didn't. What did you write?
Oh,
Tell
it's
me.
freaking gone now.
No, I'll find it.
It's part of the headline.
But let me read the headline. Woman puts her unborn baby up for sale on Facebook.
Yeah.
Texas cops say minimum of $150. What?
I believe I named it the infant for sale edition.
Infant for sale edition. Yes,
Yeah.
there it is. There it is. Yes.
Yeah, so she's having a child and she doesn't want to go through the normal channels because she doesn't want the child to end up in the system, but she doesn't want to keep her child. It's a boy. So she has a family member get up on Facebook and float this message out to whoever's interested in adopting a child. You know, they also have to come to the hospital and be there, you know, when she goes in labor and through the whole 9 yards. And then she gets people that are interested, but then she starts asking for a minimum of $150. So yeah, and then she gets people that are interested, right? And then, you know, because I don't want to go through the system and I just don't want to do that to my child. Then she starts floating it out there. Oh, by the way, a minimum of 100 puts it up for sale. A bidding war starts, right? And people are driving in from different states, and then they find out that a minimum of $150 you have to try to bid to get this baby. I mean, this is just an indictment on social media in our society now, that this lady felt like this is a good idea.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to have a child. I'm going to get on Facebook, and I'm going to field offers for my child starting at $150. She went full retard on a global social media scale. And that's all I have to say about that.
Never go full retard.
That's ridiculous, man.
That's insane, right?
And you know what?
It's insane.
I've heard you say several times that we're living in idiocracy.
Yes.
And it's becoming more and more apparent that you may be absolutely correct.
The idea that somebody
where we're
thought that this was, that's a good idea. It's cool.
Wow, man.
That's crazy, right?
Unbelievable, man. That's nuts.
So that beat out Joe Biden. I think it has the merits to beat out Joe Biden.
Oh yeah. That one came in right at the wire. Right at the wire. Got there. Yep. Got there. Absolutely.
I was like, no way is this true. Come on. Unbelievable, man.
Well, listen, guys, that's it for this week's report. The brothers have hacked the Matrix for you.
We have
and
hacked the
if you
Matrix.
didn't hear anything we said tonight, just make sure you hear this. Go vote.
Go vote, people.
Do your thing. Be a citizen and go vote. Okay? Thanks a lot.
Your vote matters, man. Your vote matters. It matters. So go out there. Whatever you're going to vote, do it. You know? Do it.
That's it. Let's see. Vince says, last time I was at the disco, they played Jump and I jumped. They played The Twist and I twisted. Then they played Come On Eileen and I was kicked out. There you go. That's a great
Vince coming with the cringeworthy stuff, bro.
Vince is awesome. He's our best friend from across the pond, you know. And he always pushes your music, pal. Sharkin for Pearls.
Absolutely.
Available on all your favorite platforms. And don't ever
muchas
forget
gracias, Vince.
Muchas gracias. Matter of fact, we've got to get one of those going right about now.
Get one of those going, man.
Well, as you know, I had everything set up except for the Rumble page. I'm gonna have to play that on a replay. And I forgot to get the audio up, but I've got it.
That's what's up.
And we are fixing to let it go. That's a little loud. We'll bring the volume down a little bit. But that's Shifty Breeze.
Shifty with an F.
Shifty Breeze. Shifty Breeze. Boys and girls.
With an F.
With an F in there. Let's not forget about that. Look, the Brothers Hack the Matrix every frickin' Monday at 5 p.m. Central Time. You guys come check it out. We do this for fun. Because you can either laugh or cry or lose your mind about this stuff. I'd rather laugh about it. It's all above my pay grade anyway. I do my due diligence here in my neighborhood, and I take care of my politics on my end. You guys take care of your local stuff too, and go vote. But anyway, we do this every Monday at 5 p.m., so come back and see us next week. Tomorrow night, Papa Joe Gamer After Dark will not be seen because I'll be on at 10 o'clock. I will have a beer in my hand and ready to do a shot because I'm either going to be putting out flames or screaming hallelujah, one of the two. Election night reaction tomorrow night. It's an American Revolution every 4 years. We get to have the chance to have an American Revolution every 4 years, guys. So get out and vote. And I will be covering the election night shenanigans tomorrow night. And we'll see if we get a winner by the time the sun comes up. But come check me out tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Central Time on my channel. And then the State of the Atmosphere comes your way this Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. We'll be covering all the November movies that are coming out. And, of course, we'll have the pop culture update and the Sweeney Spot and all that good stuff you know and love. Come check it out, 5:30 p.m. Central Time. And then at 7:30 p.m. Central Time, I'll send you straight over to It's Only Talk and Roll. And It's Only Talk and Roll comes your way this week right as my show ends. That's its new time slot at 7:30. And I got to pause Shifty Breeze real quick because I don't want the echo because you know what? This week on It's Only Talk and Roll, this is why I say, Dan, you're probably going to want to see the replay of this. We're going to be talking about clips like this.
There are some who call me Tim.
And this?
Stop that.
Why do I say we're going to be talking about that? Because the cult comedy crew is getting together and we're going to be breaking down Monty Python and the Holy Grail. So you guys are going to want to be checking us out on That 70s Rock Fans channel as the cult comedy crew gets together and details the exploits of King Arthur and brave Sir Robin himself. And Callahan and the rest
Brave
of the
Sir
crew.
Robin.
Yeah, so you might want to watch the replay of that one. We're gonna have a good time talking about that one. Let me get the music back going here for the rollout. But anyway, tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Central Time on That 70s Rock Fans channel, it's gonna be Monty Python as we get together and talk about one of the funniest movies you'll ever see. And then, of course, Friday at 1 p.m. Central Time, it's Sketching the Privateer, me working on the story of America's Pirate Patriot, my comic book. I work on it live every Friday at 1 p.m. Central. Come check that out. And then at 8 p.m. Central Time, it's time for Fallout Game Night with John. He's moved on to Fallout, and everybody's enjoying it so far. So you guys go check that out. Das Wolfen at 8 p.m. Central Time on Friday at on Pop Culture Mindfield's channel. That's where that one is. And then, of course, the MFR Roadhouse comes your way on Saturday nights at 9 on Jed Revenwolf's channel. He's also got T-shirts available, so check out his X and his YouTube channels. You should be able to find links for him there. We do that on Saturday nights at 9 whenever he's available. He's got some dentistry work going on right now, so it's going to be a little while, but keep checking your listings, 9 p.m. Central Time on Saturday when we come back. And then Danny and I will join Knock and Das Wolfen on Sunday morning to talk my favorite sport, football. NFL pregame party comes your way every Sunday, 2 hours before kickoff of your afternoon slate of games at 10 a.m. Central Time. And then Monday at 10 a.m. Central Time, it's Military Monday, morning coffee with John. Morning coffee with Gary over on Pop Culture Mindfield's channel. I don't know what we're doing next week, but I do know we did Spectral today. I highly recommend it. I watched it last night. It's a Netflix original from 2016. Very good movie, man. Reminds you of Aliens a little bit and some other things, but it's a really good flick. Check that one out and check us out this Monday at 10 a.m. Central Time on Military Monday on Pop Culture Mindfield's channel. And then it's right back around to us at 5 p.m. Central Time on Mondays. So let's take a look at the chat one more time, see if anybody else is in here. Let's see.
So you're going to have real-time reactions election night, right?
At 10 p.m. I'm going to start studying at 10 p.m. because the West Coast doesn't stop until 10. So I'm going to get on there when everything's going later on. So
who's joining? Is not getting on there with you, or
I don't know who's going to be on there. I'm going to send it out.
now.
I'm going to send it out to the usual suspects. If they show up, they show up. If not, so be it. So I want to tell you guys that come check us out. I just gave you the slate. You guys check it out, and don't forget my brother's main concern. If you really want to see something, we're going to be talking about the war this Sunday morning on NFL Pregame Party.
War,
because it's the LSU Tigers against the Crimson Tide of Alabama. Yes, absolutely.
War.
So, for myself and the Highlander, there can be only one. We want to thank you guys for being here. And until we see you again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless.